Good evening. So, very soon, in a couple of minutes, I will start what will be the 6th chapter in the robot series, in which I will discuss the nature of the robots, the yellow and the red robots, and the brown robots, and the very short and concise history of the exploitation of the evolutions. It will be nothing, new, but I've discussed these issues a lot in this channel, but I understand that some people don't have access to the videos, so I agree to repeat myself because this is a very important subject, very important topic. So people should, if they can get access now using the bicycle mechanism or any other mechanism, they should get access to it. But before I'll speak about these very important issues, I decided to hold another video, very short one, that will deal with one specific point that I've spoken about a lot of time, many times in the past. But maybe people didn't hear, and I don't know, and this is very important point. So in just 1 minute I will speak about it. And this is the issue of how can you identify a Venusian? Now this is particularly important because sometimes they are used as clones of people of Homo sapienses. And they can become clones much better than any cloning technique that you have in your intelligence services. And they can also become clones of children, which is very important to remember that. And their cloning ability is that good that they can even duplicate fingerprints. So the way to identify a Venusian, and of course, also, to identify if it's a clone or the original, or in cases you suspect that it's not the real person, is to take a cornea test in the eye and iris test in the eye. Probably one of them would be enough, but just if you take the two, it's much more. The results are much more significant. Now, what you do with that? First of all, if you suspect that the person is a clone, and you have the iris and cornea photographs of the bona fide person, and this is true mostly for people that you have in your database, presumably for heads of states or heads of intelligence services, important people, you can save your own database the cornea and iris photographs, and you can just compare it to whatever you got. In the test, and then it will be a positive proof whether it's him or another or her or a clone, because they do not clone the iris and the cornea. The reason for that is described at length in many videos, and I just don't want to repeat myself. Please get access to these videos, especially to the bicycle series, which is is must here for all of you, bicycle 201 series, and also to all the other videos, especially from the last 2 months. Just it's incredibly important. So, and explain the whole issue, what's the issue with the cornea in the iris and why it's like that, how it's related to the planet Venus. I don't want to repeat this video. Now, what do you do if you cannot compare? If you suspect a person is Venusian, if you just want to check if he's Venusian or not, or Venusian or not, what can you do? And you don't have it's not he's or her they do not look like a person that you know of. You do not suspect that they are clones, just that they are Venusians. So first of all, what you shouldn't do is no behavioral tests. This is one of the sins of the Israelis. Every piece of shit in Israel, think that they have got all sorts of behavioral tests. So it's a national hobby, to test if people are the Venusians by all sorts of ridiculous behavioral tests they perform in the streets. And this is witch hunt. Don't do witch hunt. It's bad. Only use the positive test, with positivity result that you trust. And the people that actually need to run the test are people that are appointed by the government to do the test, and they have a protocol what to do in case the subject fails the test or passes the test, A or B, whatever they should do it according to the protocol. It might sound trivial, and it should be trivial for any kind of country with a little bit of civil service standards, but in Israel it's just a witch hunt, and it's disgusting and stupid. So don't do behavioral tests. So what you can do is actually again take cornea and iris tests, and then what you need to do is to compute the age. Any eye doctor, I mean not any, but many eye doctors can, it's standard procedure for eye doctors to do it, to calculate the age of the subject, and I'm sure that, I mean, there are also algorithms that can do it for you, like, I mean, automatically. And it can be done either with the cornea or the iris, and or with both of it. Like, and the best results are with you have both. But probably one is enough. So, for evolution, you most likely will get results of 20 years, like, I don't know, maybe 18, maybe 22, maybe 23, but something like that. So if the evolution looks like he's 10 years old, and they have identification like cards or whatever, like, I mean, papers that, I mean, showed, that says that they are 10 years old, you know that there is a huge discrepancy. And so this is evolution. And if he looks like a 30 or 40 or 50 or 60 or 70 years old, and he has already got again identification papers that says that they are 30 or 40 or 50 or 60 or 70 years old, then you have the great discrepancy, and this is the proof that he is evolution. Almost certainly. Almost certainly. Now what happens if he appears to be about 20 years old, and this is what, I mean, written in the identification papers? Then, I mean, this test, I mean, cannot be used, I mean, at least not, I mean, so the subject matter cannot be tested using this test. But I have proposed other tests, more complicated, that take into account the nature of the Venusians and the nature of the planet. But this was done in another video. If it's very important for you, I can, like, repeat myself, like, like with my, like, thoughts and suggestions regarding, I mean, how to create, like, additional tests. But this test is a great test, like what I've just now, I mean, described. I mean, its main problem is that, I mean, if the subject matter is, like, I mean, is around the age of 20, it will not, you can't run this test. But again, if it's very important for you, I can describe, like, the other tests, and because there is a video, I mean, that, I mean, describe just that. So, I mean, I don't want to repeat myself if not necessary. Okay, so now in a minute I will start another video in which I will discuss the nature of the robots and the history, very short history of the exploitation of the robots.